Hi, we are with Aaron Fetter, who did the poster for the Comic Exchange show. So, what's the inspiration behind the poster?
Golden Age
Golden
comics.
Age
Yeah,
comics.
there's a Lee Elias cover. I don't remember the book offhand, but it's the blonde woman. She's got the glass, and the part of her face that's obscured by the
I
glass.
think I know what
is
you're
a
talking about.
skull.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And going off your art style, is that kind of what you've always been going after? Is that horror style, or is that what?
I tend to do a little bit of everything, honestly. Right now, that's my favorite thing to do. I love Golden Age stuff, so I do a lot of Golden Age covers that are based on current sitcoms like Seinfeld and Friends, Arrested Development.
Ted Lasso.
But yeah, Ted Lasso. I do a lot of portraits, like painted portraits in gouache and watercolor.
Awesome.
So a little bit of everything.
And theme of the show is horror. I mean, so do you have like a favorite horror comic or movie?
I've been really into the new EC stuff that's come out recently. Yep. It's on my pull list. I've been reading that. It's really nice to see modern artists doing that type of horror
so
comic.
Good in that book.
Oh, I know. That's great. I love the covers. The interiors have been nice as well, and I like the fact that it's you've got multiple stories from different writers, different artists. So it's a good read.
So I'm gonna ask something totally random here.
Okay.
Ideal of the Reel. This is the first time doing this, or?
It is, and it's actually doing pretty well.
Okay.
I wanted to give kind of an enticement for people that buy more than just a few books. So it's anywhere from $5 off. I do have some repurposed light switch covers as well. So when I buy a collection, I'll buy, let's say, damaged books as well, or coverless. A buddy of mine in Wisconsin repurposes them and does light switch and light plate covers. So you can spin the wheel for any thing over 50 bucks. Anywhere from $5 off, $2 off for free light switch cover. It kind of gets them to buy a little bit more.
So if this is doing well, are you planning to do it every show now? Or
possibly, yeah. Yep.
And then one other question I wanted to ask, if I could find you, is you've done the show many times, right? So what's your favorite thing about the show?
The people and coming in throughout the mall. It's free to everybody that comes here, but just meeting different people all throughout. And every show that I do, it just seems to get bigger, more friendly. Just it's all about the people.
The free attendance people. Just
the
like
free
that.
attendance is a big draw.
Yeah.
But like I said, just the people coming through, I just really enjoy it.
Hi. You've been at many of these shows, right?
Yes.
So what's different from each show? Is there something that you realize each show brings to the table?
Yeah, so honestly, the thing that I love about this show is that it brings different people every time. And the other thing too, with the mall traffic, I think people start to kind of realize that there's going to be a comic show here. And so with Keys Cafe being right there, I think it's almost like marketing without trying to market, right? Like you have people with foot traffic that are not intending to be here for a comic show that find out there's a comic show.
Next thing you know, they're there at your table buying stuff that you like.
Correct. Like we had two people that were at Keys Cafe that bought things from us today. So.
And then, so obviously the poster is an EC comic homage.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite horror comic or a film?
Oh, yeah. So for film, I would say the original Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite. For comic, ooh, that's a tough one. Maybe anything from Suspense Stories pre-code is all great. So
I know that we're looking for that stuff right now too. We're looking for the pre-code horror, all that. So, Andy.
Hey, how's it going?
You don't recognize me right now. I'm wearing the mask.
Well, I see. Yeah. Now I recognize your voice.
You recognize my voice. That's a good thing, I think. What I want to ask right now is, what series or character have you seen people going after right now?
Oh, I'd say for sure X-Men. Like X-Men's hot, like big time. It's probably half my sales today, I feel. People just trying to fill in runs, grabbing cool covers, etc. And I think it has to do with, the X-Men 97 thing. People getting ramped up, like, hey, they're going to make their appearance in the MCU at some point. Obviously, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, all that stuff mixed together is definitely, I think, made X-Men hot.
You also got Uncanny happening here.
Yeah. And then also, like, I think the new series are kicking off right now for, like, the new comics.
So many X-Men comics coming out.
Yeah.
So, kind of staying on the things and going off of that, is our poster is an EC Comics homage.
Say it again.
A poster, the MCE poster for their show.
Oh, okay.
Is an homage to EC Comics. Do you have a favorite horror comic or film?
A favorite horror comic? I like Werewolf by Night from the Marvel in the 70s, like Bronze Age. Werewolf by Night's probably my favorite, and then Ghost Rider. So those are my two, like, I guess, horror. But then that makes me think of EC stuff from the early 50s, like the pre-recorded horror stuff that the EC was putting out. There's some really cool werewolf covers in that, but they're so spendy that actually out of the EC stuff, I collect a little bit of the more sci-fi pieces of those because those are a little more affordable, and some really cool sci-fi covers for like weird fantasy and weird science fiction fantasy.
It's also helpful too that I think it's Dark Horse is re-releasing. They're doing a new EC comic line.
Okay.
So you got like they got new sci-fi with new creators on it.
Okay.
It's very much of what you probably liked back then. I wanted to ask, what's the biggest score you have at your table right now? The biggest book you have at your table?
I've got like some Spawn issues that are in the issue 100 range. I know those are low circulation, pretty sought after right now.
And then with the theme that we have, the poster being EC Comics homage, what's your favorite horror comic or film right now?
Well, I just reread Rachel Rising by Terry Moore. I love Terry Moore. My favorite illustrator of real women, and I thought it was a really cool story. It's about witches and long-running reincarnation. And
I have never read it. I know about it, but I've never read it.
it's worth your time.
All right. And then film. Do you have a favorite horror film? That's a tough question.
I like some of the Jordan Peele stuff that's come out recently.
Us, Them, stuff like that. Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. We good? All right. Thanks. All right. So I am here with Tim from Granite City Comics.
Hi guys.
So what I want to ask is, what's the rarest book you've sold?
Probably the rarest one that we've had. I don't know if it's technically rarest, because that's a thing. The most notable one was the Showcase 4. First Silver Range appearance of Flash, and that was 42 grand.
I was with you with that book, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was in Chicago. We sold that in Chicago this year, so it's a little investment to get rid of.
And a little bit of a fun question here.
Okay.
With our poster having a EC Comics homage going for it, do you have a favorite horror comic or film?
Not really. I'm not much of a horror guy. I'm more of a superhero guy than horror. Never really liked horror movies. I didn't watch The Mummy for a long time because I thought it was horror.
Talking about Brandon Fraser?
Yeah, the Brandon Fraser one, which is biggest mistake, but I did watch it. It was great. But yeah, I'm just not into the horror genre that much.